You are watching the #1 podcast in the whole entire YouTube wrestling community, and I'm one of your hosts, Juan.
And I'm your other host, Jean-Paul Leek.
And together we are
Rope Break.
How you doing, family? It's another Friday night, but this time, was it as bullshit or no? I don't think so.
No, I mean, because it was one of those episodes that, like, there wasn't really much going on. You know?
And well,
so there wasn't much to hate.
Due to a few situations, right? Like,
COVID is like a couple situations going on.
Yeah, like COVID is like all over the place in Florida.
It's running wild, brother. Let's just say.
Yep. And COVID is like COVID mania. It's going wild, people. So like, please wear your mask, take precautions. Don't follow those 9,000. Just play it smart, So like, we also had Jean-Paul. I think the show had to be rewritten. We'll amplify all of this tomorrow because tomorrow we're doing something special for you guys. So like 4 p.m. we're gonna be live on Facebook. So we're gonna dedicate a lot of our time. So like, we have a lot of interactions with you guys and gonna be amplified every single news story that we have. Like, because there's so many news. Like, that like we're gonna spend a whole night just talking about news. So we have a pretty fresh edition of Rope Break, and it's gonna be a long one. But like, also like, they had to rewrite the show. Like I said, Drew Gulak and AJ Styles that were supposed to fight. What else was on the show, Jean-Paul?
And then Sheamus was have the toast to Jeff Hardy, I guess. Done.
So he went from being an alcoholic to be sober and good.
Yeah, and then is that? Well, they did promise the women's match, but we didn't get that.
Yep, and then also like a long chunk of the show had to be taken. Like, they did a tribute on the Undertaker.
Yeah, and they showed like a lot of the Boneyard match.
So like, this show was pretty much like the first half hour, and the main event was the Undertaker, and then the middle of it was just like any other thing that like they could possibly give you just to like fool the show, because WWE right now is in shambles. Lots of cases of coronavirus right there, like a lot of uncertainty. They said it is the Ambrose Asylum.
Yeah.
In the WWE, but like, that's for tomorrow. Like I said, 4 p.m. Facebook Live, Raw Break News Special Edition. Is WWE going to continue on, or they're going to stop? We'll find out tomorrow. But thank you so very much for watching every single one of the videos. And Jean-Paul, like I said, the show started with a tribute to the Undertaker. All the roster, like the few wrestlers that they don't have corona, they were able to be there. So like, they had a video package, and I really like that. Like, everybody was like, "Thank you, Taker. Thank you, Taker."
Yeah, I mean, it would have been, it was cool. But it would have been more legit if there was crowd. So I feel like he is, like you and I said, gonna go into it more tomorrow. But he's probably gonna come back for at least one more kind of appearance, even if it's just a choke slam on some jobber in the middle of the ring, whatever. There's gonna be some appearance in front of crowd again at some point. But I mean, this was cool for what they did, and I liked how they showed all like the John Cena, Batista, all these guys talking about him. That was really cool. It was kind of stuff we saw in the Last Ride documentary.
Recyclables from the Last Ride. Everything was recyclables from the Last Ride. We've seen all of that. So for us, it wasn't anything new. But like, for the people that haven't seen Roman Reigns, there's Roman Reigns for you guys. Right? There's the big dog. He was talking about the match on the Undertaker. Like I said, we'll amplify it because we have a lot of quotes interview that like Roman Reigns said about the Undertaker's match at WrestleMania 33. But everything is for tomorrow. But like I said, the show started with that, and then right away they went to like the Boneyard match. They had, for the first time ever in free TV, well, not too free, but like cable TV, they had the Boneyard match with AJ Styles, a match that we already covered, so I don't see the point of like going over again, because in the end, the winner is still the same. I was hoping for maybe AJ Styles to pull the upset, but in the end, The Undertaker pulled like a second time. He beats AJ Styles, and that was a good match, like we all said, but like the image that sticks in my mind is like, The Undertaker riding in the motorcycle and Metallica is being played. So that's pretty
legit.
Or like why they did in the Last Ride when they have For Whom the Bell Tolls. That was also extremely outstanding. Not the country song, like Jean-Paul was saying. He's not the last troubadour. So, for the ones that say that. But aside of that, Jean-Paul, so that's pretty much the first 45 minutes of the show. Then when everybody's like in the hype of like, thank you, Taker, everybody's like pretty much crying and everything. Baron Corbin, of course, he has to be jobbed out because like they don't understand that like for doing things like this, everybody hates the guy, and that's why like nobody in this, there's two things, and I'm gonna go at it and say there's two things that people hate a lot, and that's coronavirus and Baron Corbin. So they're going toe to toe. So it's pretty bad. So
Yeah, and the worst thing is, I think they're almost even.
Yeah, it's even. It's an even race. But on top of that, he was talking trash on the Undertaker, kind of cutting a promo. So what is that telling me, Jean-Paul?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, so, and see, I'm thinking, I'm like, is Undertaker gonna come out and choke slam him here? And it's like, no way. As bad as it is, there's no way they're bringing him in to expose him to any of this, coronavirus madness going on in WWE headquarters, or the Performance Center rather.
Yes. But
and then it's like, so this is gonna happen at some point, maybe SummerSlam or maybe afterwards if things calm down. Whenever
I would say, Jean-Paul, they're going to leave. They're going to use this promo for WrestleMania.
Yeah, and I could definitely see that again, but it would probably be like a John Cena match, like when he had against John Cena. Maybe like 5 minutes max. He does all his spots. But yeah, Corbin cut this promo, and it's like, okay, dude, like this isn't like a legit heel promo. This is like a boo, like dude, like shut up, like why are you gonna. That would be like him coming out there
spoiling the party, you know what I
mean? like Macho Man Randy Savage is a piece of shit. It's like he's just coming out there and saying things you don't say.
Exactly. So you don't say that, and then Jeff Hardy took notice of that, and I guess he's trying to defend.
Well, I think Jeff Hardy's the most old school guy they have on SmackDown.
Aside of that, yeah, you're right. That's a pretty good observation.
So it's like he's the oldest guy.
Jeff Hardy, the next one in age and in longevity in the WWE is Jeff Hardy. So I think he took notice of that, and he goes and defend his mentor just because of the ladder match that they have in 02 for the Undisputed Championship on Monday Night Raw main evented. And then Jeff Hardy had a lot of spots in the match. He was about to become the newUndisputed Champion, but the Undertaker did a chokeslam from the top of the ladder and then to the outside, and then they had they shook hands. All of that, pretty good stuff right there. But see, that was the whole thing, and then they set up a match in the main event, and you can tell that WWE has been forced to rewrite a lot of the storylines that they have to pretty much there's no beef. What do you do when there's no beef, Jean-Paul? You gotta force cook. You gotta put it in the bottom oven, and then you gotta keep cooking. And then sometimes
sometimes you gotta microwave it, and you're like, oh my god,
it doesn't matter. Just sell it. Just sell it to cook. What happens if they get sick? Well, it doesn't matter. No, see, we're revealing the secrets here. That's right. So if we're doing this now, just wait for tomorrow. That's all I gotta say. So get a popcorn and then get a beer, get a soda, and just sit, enjoy, and relax. But that was the first chunk of the show. Then we go to a fatal 4-way for who will be the number one contender for the women. So it was Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, Dana Brooke, and Lacey Evans. I think that Tamina and Naomi were supposed to be in this also. But don't you dare, because they like what they see. No, it was just they were supposed to be there too, but maybe Corona, we don't know.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, maybe it does, because I don't really know who was gonna win this. I didn't really have a prediction, and I mean, I was fine with who won this match, to be honest.
Oh yeah, it was a pretty decent match.
I mean, I would have been fine if Naomi was in it, if she would have won. I know we kind of just saw that feud recently, but I feel like there was no storyline behind that feud, because it was just to go to Saudi Arabia, and they don't give a shit about storyline over there.
Yes, exactly.
So they just is thrown away, but you could have actually had one with a storyline, and it's but then again, this feud at Extreme Rules isn't about the storyline. It's just about setting up Sasha and Bayley.
Yeah, so
it's what would have been a fresh match, which was Nikki Cross.
Well, Nikki Cross, it was because every other woman we've seen them in feuds with for the women's tab or the championship. So, exactly. I mean, Dana Brooke, they never have enough confidence to put her in a championship match. So it's never going to happen. I'm sorry, Dana, but that's how, your employer sees you. It's not us. Your own employer sees you that way. So if you have a problem, you talk to your employer about that. So,
and I mean, people like Lacey Evans and stuff, but I mean, and then obviously Alexa Bliss has her fans, the good and the bad. She definitely has a lot of them, but Nikki Cross is probably the most over woman out of the four of them in there.
Yes. So it's a good choice.
So give her a chance. You know what I mean?
Good. Yeah. There's some good spots. Dana botched a little bit in a body slam, but she got the swanton. That was a decent. Like you said, Lacey, she's been gotten at least pretty decent.
Oh yeah, that body slam. I was like, what? And she picked her up, and it was real big.
Yes, at least you can tell I was actually paying attention. So Alexa. Well, we all know Alexa, Ryan Cabrera. That's all I gotta say. He makes me laugh. That's what she said. But he's not helping her to be a better wrestler. So well, if you want to keep laughing.
Juan, for all you wondering, this is breaking news. I'll spoil it for tomorrow. He went.
I went sour.
He went Batista on Alexa Bliss.
Yes. So I mean, like Ryan Cabrera. Anyway, I'm not that fan that's threatening about killing Ryan Cabrera. So it's not me. Okay, so move on to like the rest of the match. And Nikki like kind of took notice. The one thing that like was really cool, Jean Paul, is like Alexa and Nikki went at it a little bit. So that was cool because they see like there's still respect. But
and like, I like Bayley and Sasha on commentary too during this match. I mean, sometimes they're like a little maybe like annoying, you could say, but like I don't see it annoying. I just see it as like part of the character. But I love how they're like, yeah, we'd never go at each other like that.
Yeah, see, there you go. See, so like, yeah, that was cool. But in the end, Lacey Evans get the women's right on Dana Brooke, but then Nikki took the other advantage, and then she rolled her up, and then 1, 2, 3, and so Nikki Cross becomes the #1 contender for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I think, like you said, is the right choice. So they're gonna have a good match for Extreme Rules. So that's what we have to say on that, Jean Paul. So now we go to like they have a pretty much it was like 4 tag teams. They haven't been a match. It was the New Day. It was the Lucha House Party, and that was cool because people are still wondering where's Kalisto. So we don't really know where Kalisto is. We don't know if he's even employed with WWE. So Kalisto, wherever you are, if you want to have an interview with us, and then just tell us your status.
Kalisto, wherever you are, please just answer us. Are you all right?
Are you okay? Yep.
Yeah, like do you need help? Or are you being held captive somewhere?
Exactly. So now, and also like the tag team that was supposed to be lackeys like 2 weeks ago, but they became a tag team and they became decent once again, and that's Cesaro Nakamura, which is cool. And of course, The Miz and John Morrison. And
Nakamura and Cesaro, they were like, hey, do you want to actually just go into business for ourselves instead of listening to and having someone tell us what to do? And Cesaro's like, that sounds legit. Yeah, let's do that.
So they were like, we were listening. We're used to listen to somebody. And
yeah.
Like, we got to do
like, you're not the boss of me now.
Yeah,
you're
but Malcolm in the middle. So like, there's no more boss of me now. So they're going as a tag finally. Why? We already mentioned the why, because Riker and his pretty much his tweet to Donald Trump, supporting Donald Trump, that pretty much got this push for like the Forgotten Sons. So they were forgotten.
Forgotten once
they're
more.
More forgotten right now. So family.
Well, they actually. Well, I mean, yeah. No. Just keep going. We'll
okay.
Later.
Well, like I said, this match was pretty cool, and in the end, the Lucha House Party wins. So that's they're actually listening to what we always have to say. So thank you, WWE.
And they actually pinned the shittiest guy on the heel team.
Yeah. So see, like
and it wasn't like Cesaro, it wasn't like Nakamura, Morrison. It was like let's pin the guy who can't wrestle.
Yeah, let's pin the guy that like he has a hot wife and that's all he has.
You must have been reading my mind because I was just gonna say that if you didn't say it. I'm like, he has a she's a bombshell wife, and then the rest of him is
he's a great character, but that's all he is because he's never been a great wrestler.
Oh, heel promo is like
he's legit.
It's like 8 out of 10 easy heel promo.
Exactly. So, that's what they did, but like I think that like that builds momentum for the Lucha House Party. Are they going to be the contenders for the tag championships?
They gotta win the belts. See, that would be a big pop first pay-per-view with a crowd.
Oh yeah,
if they would win it, that would be a huge pop because it would be like everybody is going to feel good just to be in an arena. It's like you're just going to be happy to be there, happy to see the show,
and happy to meet you,
and then see them to win it. You're just going to pop. So exactly. I think that would be a cool thing to do.
It would be a good thing for like the Lucha House Party. They deserve it. They pay their dues.
And then as soon as they win it, it'll just be the two of them. Kalisto will show up the next night on SmackDown and be like, "What's up, guys?" And they'll be like, so,
and now he shows up. A former U.S. champion. That's for everybody to know. So family, we'll go after that. There were throughout the show there were like promos from like people talking about the Undertaker. Pretty much like recyclables from the last ride. So if you've seen the last ride, you don't need to worry about that because you didn't miss anything because it's exactly the same exact things that they said during that documentary. So when we go to like a promo by Braun Strowman, because he was talking about like their reappearance or like like the Bray Wyatt as like the eater of ass. Oh no, the eater of worlds. Yes.
Eater of JoJo.
Yes, the eater of JoJo. Yeah, like he came back as that, so that's pretty cool. And like pretty much Braun Strowman is saying that he pretty much became evil. He learned how like evil was when he was hanging out with Bray, and then they were like they the Wyatt family's house, and then they were at the swamp, and then like they saw a snake, and that bit like Braun, and then he enjoyed it,
And
then
that bit
Bray,
Lance Archer. And
yeah,
then,
kind of like a little
Jake
bit
the
like, and,
Snake.
that's my friend, man. That's my friend, man. And so like you could see like this tension, and while they're doing that, family, this news is for here. We're gonna reveal it here because SmackDown Stream Rules, they're gonna do a cinematic match. That's why they're doing this, and they're gonna have it a swamp match because like Braun said, like let's take it back home. Let's do this home. So like they're gonna do a cinematic match, and probably the swamp and all of that. So like they're gonna have that.
That's what I have. That's what I have after eating like the $5 chalupa box at Taco Bell. I have the swamp match. So
well, there you go, and then you're just the smell of it is gonna be pretty great.
yeah, I give it away for free.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, that's what I mean. So like because also another piece of news, but that's it. Like they said that they're gonna stretch this feud. So like I said, this one will be Bray Wyatt, just the eater of the eater of worlds. I'm sorry, the eater of worlds, and then the next it will be the Fiend. So, they keep stretching it because in August is going to be SummerSlam. We don't know yet if there's going to be crowds or not. At this point, I don't know if there's going to be SummerSlam or wrestlers. So at this point, we don't know if there's
that's
event. It's probably Vince McMahon going against Kevin Dunn. So that's going to be the title match. But see, what do you think about this promo?
I mean, it was good by Strowman. He has the right like delivery and his voice and stuff. I honestly picture him. You could put him in like the late '80s. And stuff like with Hogan and those big guys, and he'd fit right in, like his promos and the delivery. I mean, the feud is there because it has history. That's why I don't hate this feud. It's not the most interesting thing on SmackDown. I thought stuff with even like Jeff Hardy and Sheamus was a little more interesting. I thought AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, Gulak, all that stuff. Matt Riddle was more interesting, but. I mean, this is okay. If they're going to extend it to cinematic match, I mean, some of them are hit or miss. So we'll have to wait and see. I mean, I don't hate the idea of it as long as the Fiend wins in the end.
Yes, yeah. So like, I mean, I think that like, no, what's gonna happen is it's not gonna be the Fiend. It's gonna be Bray Wyatt. No.
I mean when the whole feud is done, not just this match.
Well, I think that like what's gonna happen is Strowman will retain, and then the Fiend's gonna show up finally. So then it will be like, okay, you beat me, you beat everybody, man, but you haven't beat the Fiend, and then and then boom. So all of that. So that's what will happen. So main event time, Jean Paul. See, we're already quick. This is legit. No Sonya, no Otis, no Mandy, nothing. Just Taker. Taker. Thank you, Taker.
Yeah, thanks for the easy review, Taker.
Are you getting tired of saying thank you, Taker? Yeah, 3 years. So Jeff Hardy against Baron Corbin, a match completely, doesn't make any sense. Thank you, Bruce. Thank you for the logic gap.
Yeah, didn't we see this with his debut? I thought we were going back in time.
Yeah, so I think that was...
Or his return, rather, not his debut.
When the redemption. And still no more words. So, like, you can guys tell that, like, we are pretty happy about this. But, like, the match, is there any point about talking about this? Probably not, because we knew who the winner was going to be.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Have the babyface lose when he's, like, defending the Undertaker, and then he lose? Taker would be, like, rolling over in his grave, no pun intended.
Yeah, well, and then, when, for example, like, at least Baron Corbin, like I said, in execution of moves, like, he's legit. I love the Div 6. That's a good move. And Jeff Hardy, like, if somebody like Corbin, he can put a good match, so he moved pretty well.
Yeah, and Jeff Hardy sells for him. He was getting beat up pretty much the whole match until he had the babyface comeback. So,
then
that's
pretty
legit.
much Swanton Bomb and done. 1, 2, 3, but like, it became a lumberjack match out of nowhere. Just because like all the members of the roster works around the ring, and
all the drones of healthy people that were like, "Thank you, Taker."
Yeah. So like, also another piece of information, like everybody that was on behind the plexiglass or the Lexiglass, like, hey Lexi, and they had masks. So finally, WWE realized, we have a lot of cases. You know what that might be? Well, maybe we should like tell them to wear masks. Maybe. Yeah. What do you think about that, Kevin Dunn? No, don't do it. I kept telling him to take them off.
Kevin does like my big teeth don't fit underneath the mask.
It's like he needs 2 masks so he can fit in that. But like in the end, that's what happens. And then actually, Baron Corbin attacked Jeff Hardy. So like Kofi Kingston showed up, Big E showed up. Big E ended up hitting the big ending on Baron Corbin, and then they get Braun Strowman. And it's like, hey, come up. And then he delivered a running power slam also. And then they got Matt Riddle because he all of a sudden he showed up right there, he showed up right there. And then he did also like a splash. So like pretty much they kill Baron Corbin, and everybody's just excited.
They're like, you're bullshit, Corbin.
And at the end, Jeff Hardy kind of did the taunt of the Undertaker. He kneeled down, and then there's the taunt, and that closes the show. So like you can tell WWE is a little bit in shambles. AEW is in shambles. The situation in Florida, like the cases of coronavirus skyrocket, like in a matter of seconds. So the situation, like John Paul and I were like working our asses off to deliver the best information.
Yeah, and I wouldn't
possible.
even say that is even AEW's biggest worry. If what I read is true, it sounds like TNT is like sitting right behind them with a loaded gun to their head.
Yep.
And they're like, if you miss one show, done.
It's done. So like, and then we want to leave you with this question, and I want everybody to comment. I want everybody to let us know your feelings, your thoughts. What's going on through your heads about? It's not about Taker. It's not about thank you, Taker. It's like, is it worth it to have wrestling happening right now? That's the question. Because like for example, like see,
is it yes, or is it no,
or is Batista
no?
Yes. So like family, you guys let us know. I think that we will deliver our thoughts tomorrow. So if you want to see what we both think, you gotta go at 4:00 Road Break Facebook Live. We will be right there. We will be answering every single question about our lives. You can ask anything you want. We will be doing like a whole stretch. We have all the information for you guys. So, we're going to have Impact. We're going to have like WWE, COVID. We're going to have AEW. We're going to have everything. One piece of news that we're going to be elaborating, Velveteen Dream was just in a car accident. He was running really fast. He wanted to see Road Break. And I'm like, we're still filming. So just relax. The video will be up in like an hour or so. So we'll be amplifying about all of that information, tomorrow. So where they can find us, Jean Paul? Social media world.
Well, if you didn't, if they didn't already like the page by you, promoting it because they're excited tomorrow for the Facebook Live, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and right here on YouTube with the original Road Break. And you can find us on Twitter at the OG Road Break.
Is that where they can find us? Well, people,
that's it.
Find us. Go find us, please, because, if you try to find us, it will be a good idea for all of you. So, Jean-Paul, you and me have one more thing left to say besides, once again, inviting everybody. 4:00. Don't forget, Robert is going to be live for you guys. So, Jean-Paul, you and me, and the matter of, charge it. You're charging it? Okay, let's go.